It's middle grade March again, and I have a list of books that I want to recommend to you that fit the first prompt, books with a name as part of the title. Hi, my name is Jonathan, and this is Mr. Pearson Talks Books. And middle grade March is one of my favorite reading times because it really puts a focus on the reading of middle grade books. Middle grade books are very important to me. That's why I started this channel. And I hope that these recommendations that I want to give you to meet the prompts are going to help you to fall in love with middle grade books as well. Now, if you aren't familiar with Middle Grade March, it is a month-long readathon that's put on by some ladies who have a book channel called Middle Grade March. One of them is Books and Jams, but I will put a link down in the description so you can see their video and check out their channels as well. But what they do is every March, they come out with a list of prompts to help encourage you to read widely across the middle grade genre. And this year, the prompts, there were 5 of them. The prompts included a book with a name as part of the title, a book that includes siblings, so a brother or sister, or 2 sisters, whatever that might be. Books with books on the cover, that one was a little hard for me. Historical fiction, so any historical fiction book, and a book from a diverse author. They use the term BIPOC, but I'm going to go with diverse authors. In this video, I have 8 books that I want to share with you that fit the first prompt, books with a name in the title. So the first one that I want to recommend, and this one's pretty obvious, and that's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. In fact, the entire series has Harry Potter in the name. And hopefully by this point you are familiar with Harry Potter, but Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is the story of a young man whose name is Harry, who finds out when he's 11 years old that he actually belongs to a mysterious wizarding world that he knows nothing about. And so he gets an invitation to this school called Hogwarts, where he's going to be trained to be a wizard. But there is a dark wizard who, for some reason, wants him dead. The dark wizard, whose name is, actually, we're not going to say it because they call him He Who Is Not to Be Named or something along those lines. He's responsible for a lot of tragedy that took place in the wizarding world, including the death of Harry's parents. And so we follow Harry Potter through his first year at Hogwarts as he's learning the ins and outs of a world that he knows nothing about, like I said, and as he makes friends and so on. And the series continues all the way up through, there are 7 books in the series, definitely worth checking out. The second book that I have for you is called Aru Shah and the End of Time by Rakshani Chakshi. Forgive me if I mispronounce that name. And this is the story of a young Indian girl named Aru, whose mom owns a museum, and she's always told not to light a certain lamp because it could cause big problems. Well, one day, because she was showing off for her friends, she lights the lamp, and guess what? Big problems happen. In fact, there are all these demons and monsters from Indian mythology that come out, and now Aru has to figure out how she is going to stop the end of time from happening because of what she did. This is also the first book in a series. This is the only one that I've read, but I greatly enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and as a teacher who works with a lot of students from an Indian heritage, it helped me to get to know a little bit more about their background. The third book on my list is a mystery called Coupe Knows a Scoop by Taryn Souders. And this is a small town mystery about a boy named Coupe who they're getting ready to do some construction in his neighborhood, in his small town. And while they're digging, they come across a necklace that belonged to somebody who went missing many years ago. And then they dig up a body. And so now it's up to Coupe to figure out what happened, how this crime took place, particularly because his grandpa might be involved somehow. If you like small town mysteries, if you like kind of Southern type stories, I guess is a good way to put it. This is an excellent one. Terrence Souders has quite a few books that fit in this genre. The last one I read by her was The Secrets of the Broken House, which was fantastic. Highly recommend reading Coupe Knows the Scoop. Now, the next one, this is actually, instead of having the character's name in the title, it's actually the name of their club, and that's called the Sherlock Society. And the Sherlock Society is the story of a brother and sister, so this could fit another prompt, and two of their friends, along with their grandfather, who are investigating. Their grandfather used to be a newspaperman, and he tries to get them to learn the skills of journalism, investigative journalism, in order to help them solve crimes. And then this story ends up going way off the rails, and there are counterfeiters and explosions and all kinds of things that take place. It's a lot of fun. And there's another book in this series that recently came out called The Hurricane Heist, also by James Ponti. And this one kind of goes back and forth between the present day and the past when a hurricane comes through and a body of someone who they thought was a criminal is washed ashore from the hurricane. So definitely check that one out. It's called The Sherlock Society, and the sequel, The Sherlock Society, The Hurricane Heist, both of them by James Ponti. Excellent. Now, the next book on the list is a classic book. This is one that everyone should read at some point, and that's Because of Winn-Dixie. Now, in this case, Winn-Dixie happens to be the name of a dog, and this is the story of a young girl named Opal who lives with her father, and she is trying to deal with some grief over the fact that her mother is no longer with them. Her mother is not in her life, and she's trying to understand why. And one day when she's at the grocery store, she meets a dog. It's a stray dog. And she takes the dog home and names him Winn-Dixie because of the grocery store she found him in. And then over the course of the summer, Opal and Winn-Dixie begin to make friends. They make friends with the librarian and the little girl and the guy who runs the pet store, all being brought together because of, like the title says, because of Winn-Dixie. Kate DiCamillo writes some fantastic books. This one is probably my favorite one by her, but definitely anything you read by her is well worth reading. Then we're going to go back even further, back in time from Because of Winn-Dixie, and we're going to go to books that I read as a child, and that's the Ramona Quimby books. In particular, Ramona Quimby, Age 8. This is one of my favorite ones. The series starts with Beezus and Ramona, and then you have Ramona the Pest, Ramona the Brave, and then you have Ramona Quimby, Age 8. And this is the story of, I believe she's either in second or third grade, and there's all kinds of different things that happen to her. They have a contest at school where they smash eggs on their head, and unfortunately, her mom gave her a raw egg instead of a hard-boiled egg, and so there's a mess. And then one day Ramona gets sick at school and she has to deal with the embarrassment of throwing up. It's just a fun story about a young girl who is growing up. But the whole series, continuing on, Ramona and her father, Ramona and her mother, Ramona Forever, they're all great books, and they all tell of the story of this young girl as she grows up and tries to figure out how to navigate through life. And then the last book that I want to recommend, and this one isn't the name of a person, it's the name of a place, and that's The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane by Julia Nobel. And this is a dark academia book. If you follow my channel, you know I love mysteries and dark academia. It's about the story of a girl who is sent overseas to go to a boarding school in England. And when people find out who her dad is, she's trying to discover this. When people who find out who her dad is, they get real secretive real quick. And she's trying to understand what is going on. And then once people find out who her dad is, mysterious and dangerous things start to happen. And so she, along with her friends, are trying to figure out who her dad is, what happened to him, and why people are trying to keep her from finding out this information. It is a wonderful, great story. It's very exciting, especially if you like boarding schools and secret societies and basically the whole dark academia thing, that would fit here. So those are the books that I would recommend. These are all books that I have read and loved for the prompt of a book with a name in the title. Now, those are the ones that I would recommend, but of course there are plenty of others. So if you have a book that has a name in the title that you would like to recommend, please leave that down in the comments so that I can add it to my list, or others can come along and say, hey, that sounds like a great book. I want to check it out. And if you want to see some other recommendations that I have, click on the video that's going to pop up here soon. And as always, my name is Jonathan. This is Mr. Pearson Talks Books. We'll see you next time.